Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night to you all, wherever it is that you are joining us from. Welcome, welcome, welcome to another great episode of Track and Field Totnet. We are happy to have you here with us live as we recap Tokyo 2025. I want you to know that we definitely appreciate all of you who have been here with us throughout these 9 days of Tokyo 2025. With me tonight, we have Xavier Duncan and also Kemal Ford as we go through this another great evening. Now, hi Xavier, how are you doing?
Hey Latoya, I'm doing well. Can go don't have to wake up early tomorrow morning.
It's
can
going
can
well
can,
because you don't have to wake up early tomorrow morning. I like the sound of that. How
can
about
sleep.
you, Kemal?
I'm doing well and I share the same sentiments as Xavier. Like we get up early to go work on them something, but it's the world championship business and regular life. Very tough, but grateful that we're there enough to support your athletes. Excellent performances all around.
Performance all around. I mean, we're here today to talk about great things that has happened over 9 days that we have seen happen, and also to examine, would we say then, examine Tokyo in its own right, and also to examine what it is that we got from our own athletes in its own sense, definitely. So, I mean, sleep finally this week. Sleep finally this week. I agree with you. The body will come back to normalcy this week. Jermaine says we can go sleep now for true, and go through the time and go through the phase. This is of what it is that happened. So let us just basically kick off Tokyo 2025. It has come, it has happened, and it has ended. And I want from you tonight to firstly let us dissect what we think about the overall championship in terms of Tokyo being the host and what it is that they offer that was so good or bad in our viewpoint, or what is it that we think they could have done better. I just want your view on Tokyo as a host and what it is that we got from it overall. What say you, Kemal?
I mean, it was a good championship overall, and the athletes were able to show it and deliver, regardless of the challenges faced. A lot of athletes were complaining about the logistics regarding the warm-up track being so far away from the stadium. It's 50 minutes without traffic for sometimes 40 minutes with traffic, and it basically puts the athlete in a disadvantage and everything. They basically have to be there trying their best to stay warm and everything and so forth. Tokyo enough itself was very much hot, so that our hydration and everything, both fans and athletes complained about that. Again, things went on time and everything. They tried to facilitate certain things regarding additional rounds where false starts or mishaps concerning everything of events. The rain dampened a bit and everything, we saw the final day today. But overall, I think when Japan was a championship, they normally show up and show it. This was opportunity, I would say somewhat to redeem themselves from the Olympics, and the Olympics never had any crowd and everything in 2021. And just them being there, having a successful meet and hoping that Japan can get, a few more meets in the future and a few continental tours and everything, because Japanese fans normally show up.
Okay, thank you so much on that. Xavier, what say you as it relates to that?
Um, so far I haven't looked at it in its totality. On the pieces that I've examined so far is that for one, I didn't like the design of the entire championship with having the warm up track so far away from where the stadium is. I won't blame Japan. I'll blame IWF. You sanction it. You gave them the right to host it. You should have paid close attention to how it's going to work. Um, it shouldn't be that 10 minutes, 15 minutes to the stadium, 40 minutes in traffic. There shouldn't be traffic any at all. It should be a direct line to the stadium. Shouldn't have athletes waiting. It took away from the sport. A lot of athletes don't complain about it because I think it's just what it is, because everybody had to deal with it. But then if you really look at it, it was a lot to do with it. the mental aspect of it is a lot. You remember last year when Shelley decided not to because she had to walk from one gate to the next. All of these athletes have decided not to run because they have to take a bus. This morning you saw the relay team packing up in a coaster. I wonder if I downtown them there. But I say, yo, downtown parade, half a tree parade, because we say, yo, this don't make sense. But all in all, I liked it. They made do to it. I think with the Japanese, and we have to understand their culture. They don't complain. You don't see a lot of persons complaining. The media kind of not. The media doesn't allow negativity to come out unless it's bringing it out by somebody else. It's always something good. You won't know. They're quick to act, to react, quick to fix. So all in all, I think apart from the warm up chat being that far away, the crowd, I love it. Them get return on investment. When you can host 53,000 persons in any event, wherever in the world, especially track and field, I think return on investment was big on the gate because it was even the morning sessions. You're surprised people coming out to just watch just the heats of an event or just the qualification. So I think it was overall out of 10, I would give them like a 7.9. A few adjustments can be made. But as I said, comparing to what it was when they had it the last time, comparing to now, if you would say if there's any improvement, immensely, there's a lot of improvement, and I think, as Kamal said, we need to take track and field to that region. We need to pay attention. We don't get much track and field there, so overall, I think you should bring. I think I think what goes back down there. I think World Championship goes back to Asia in 2027.
2027
Yeah,
in Beijing, and
yeah.
the
So
team
like,
Japan Stadium normally has like a continental tour,
yeah,
like in May. Yeah,
yeah. So Asia is not bad for the sport. And you can see where they have developed. They might not have developed superstars, but you can see Japanese athletes representing pretty much every event, and that's good.
Indeed, indeed. Thank you so much, you both, for that thought space of Tokyo in its entirety, hosting, in being the host. Um, good night to you all, everyone who is just joining us. We are appreciative of you being here.
No, good
Sophie said
morning. Let me say,
7.9, you might as well get. I thought the same thing too, Sophie, when he said
Tuffy,
7.9.
Tuffy,
I thought the same.
Tuffy, let me answer
Um,
you. Give me 1 minute to answer Tuffy. Let me give you a little calculations. And I'm a figure person. If you invest $1 and I give you 7.9% on it, you might say it's nothing. If you invest $20 million and I don't give you that 0.1%, you're losing. So you see that 0.1% is a lot. So I'll stick to my 7.9. When you put quantity to it, it's a lot. When you feel like it's just point 0.1, it's not point 0.1. Put some zeros in front of it and you realize that you're missing out on a lot.
Okay, no problem. As I was saying, good afternoon to everyone who has joined us. We are appreciative of you being here with us tonight as we go through the recap of Tokyo 2025. The 2025 season is now in the bag, and so therefore we will look also to what is to come, 2026, 2027, and where we are positioned as a country, as a nation, but also majorly globally as a track and field sport in its entirety. Um, Also, I see Steel Magnolia saying that explains their poor mental health over there. They need to start complaining. For me, Tokyo as a host in this 2025 season was better than the last time they hosted. And therefore, I will, give them some props. There was some form of improvement as it relates to that. But that is what it is. I feel like Asia is coming into themselves when it is that they're host of track and field, just like the European countries host it. I mean, it gives you a wide view in terms of persons coming out to support the sport. So I love that for it. I also want us to give our takeaways, whether our takeaways are good or bad from the championships overall, and also incline, give us the takeaways as it relates to us, Jamaica. Davian, can you go for me, please?
Takeaways. Yeah, you have me on the spot with that one. I didn't realize that I need to give the takeaway so quickly. But takeaway for Jamaica is that we have seen that we can compete to the highest level. I will use an example with the 800 meter with Navaski Anderson, smashing the national record. As Latoya, it's Latoya's favorite event, so I'll say the national record is back. It's going to be very hard for anybody to come close to it because that race may not happen. Well, it will happen again, but you only get those races in championships or a Diamond League final when everybody decides to show up. Overall, on the world on a world perspective, I think that based on the amount of countries that have won and medal, is really important. I wrote down the stats this morning, but I think you have at least 43 different winners, gold medal winners from different. So it's real that are new. So it's really good. Um, the longer distance, I call them long sprints now because because when you see persons are sprinting to the line after 5,000 meter around the track, I'm like, okay, I sat down and watched 12 minutes of it because you're like, all right, who is going to move first? Who is going to move? What's the tactic? So that's my takeaway for the world. Jamaica, on a perspective, there's a lot to learn from it. We got the training in, we got the practice in, we got athletes buying into that program that we have. Let us start. Is the first year of it that we get athletes to be buying into it that much that we got full relay practice. It didn't work out this year, but we expect if athletes have that mindset, it should be really good.
Okay, thank you so much for that. Kamal.
Well, overall for me, since it was a great championship, good that it was the final meet of the season, so there's no more diamond leagues. The only thing that will be happening would be Athlos on October 10th with all those leaders. Few Jamaican leaders expected to be at that event. Key takeaways. I would say the women's 400 meters delivered better than expected, and I can say for sure that boy, see the McClacken Levrone, if I will never doubt you again, doubt you again, because like we saw where she was going against the Paulinos and the Nassas and the Casimir Nobukowiczka, the Anning, the Price, etc. And many of us were thinking, boy, Sydney, the
Fourth,
400,
the
the
fourth
400
position.
meters I got rough, there's no barriers in it, these are the hurdles, and she delivered. When you look at, we see, as Xavier mentioned, many first time medalists, a changing of the guard for Jamaica, where we have the likes of an Orlando Bennett, Tina Clayton, Tyler Mason again was been knocking at the door for Jamaican team for several years. So that moment really came through for him, and I'm really proud of him. I'm proud of everyone, but in particular those 2 men in the 110 hurdles where those were surprise medals. I never saw them coming. You understand? Overall, good performances from them. The women again delivered in the relays. Fantastic performances all around. uh lead if I'm overall from a championship standpoint, I would say Femke Ball has delivered again in the 400-meter hurdles, without sitting up again running, still running fast. 51.14 is not 51.14 is nothing to scoff. 51.41, nothing to scoff at. We saw where the athletes came on board and to say, what, I'm going to perform no matter what. Nevaska Anderson has that team spirit, that sports like energy, even when Nevaska Anderson didn't finish in the medal, he was ensuring that, yeah man, as basically points were delivered. You understand? Like Nevaska Anderson delivered, and I'm hoping that within the future someone like Nevaska can be a team captain, because you need athletes like that in the camp. You understand? You need persons who have a good momentum and everything, encouraging on athletes, because we need it. You understand? Excellent performance from Jamaican athletes, overall 10 medals. Just excellent all around, and I'm just really excited to see what will happen in the near future, because Jamaica's sprinting is not back. We are actually better, as Mr. Richardson would say. We're better, and just excited to see all around. And the man them, big up the man them, because for several years many of us have been saying, when will the men deliver? But excellent question, excellent performance.
Xavier, have a question for for Kemal, and then I'll go with my takeaway. Go ahead, Xavier.
Kamal, I have a question though. You talk about team captain. We didn't speak much about it in this championship. Who was the team captain for Jamaica?
The great
Frederick
Dr. Shelley
Dakers
and Fraser Price.
And who
and
was the
Chilean
male?
Fraser Price. And Frederick
Frederick
Dakers
Nichols.
and Chilean Fraser Price. And
Can I ask a question? How did
go ahead.
Frederick Akers end up with team captain?
He's a vet. He's a vet in the game. He's the
So
own.
is
He's
what
a,
the
At
athletes do.
least
I think
choice.
it's a
At
vote.
least
yeah,
choice. At least
yeah.
at least
With
choice.
him being a veteran and the elder statesman on the team, it would have been more suitable that he would have been
Seniority doesn't have because you
It's an
spoke about
athlete's choice, though. It's not a federation choice. It's athlete's choice of
no, I know.
choosing.
athlete's choice.
It's an
You know, but,
athlete's choice. Okay, it's an athlete's choice.
but with
Okay.
him being the elder statesman, it wasn't surprised that he got it and everything. You know, he raps with team members and everything. You know, everybody loves Shelley. You know, it being her final championship, and she being the leader that she normally was as a runner. And the thing about it is that the twins spoke about her just being that type of person. You know, mothering the team per se. We need that type of energy, you know, from the more seasoned athletes within the sport.
All right. Thank you.
Okay, so Tuffy gives his takeaway, and then I'm going to share. Tuffy said, takeaway, our future is great based on the average age of our athletes. Also, we are not only a sprinter nation, but an entire track and field nation. We indeed have stepped up to that task and stepped up to that task plate very well, even though in this season 2025, the fielders didn't show out as how some of us would have expected or wanted them to do, but I do still believe that they did show out and show us what it is that we needed to be. Steele is asking what are the responsibilities of the team captains. I believe it is to bring that camaraderie, bring that unity, bring that efficiency,
So
that encouragement to the table when it's needed or when it's not needed. And for me, one of my takeaway, I will start right there because that was one of my takeaway from this championship sport. Go ahead, Xavier.
no, I was just gonna answer the question first for the team captain. I was gonna come back to it. It's just like any other sport. If something is wrong with the athletes, they go to the team captain, and team captain should represent them in
Okay,
explaining all the difficulties that they have. Like if you're feeling like you need some help in something, you'd go to the team captain first, and the team captain relate the information or stand in as your on your behalf. So they're actually representing the athletes.
definitely. And also, yes, Steel Magnolia to boost the morale of the team. So one of my takeaways for Jamaica as it relates to there is definitely the team captain. That camaraderie was you could see that camaraderie in the team this season, even though it has always been there, but it was a bit for me, it was a bit more open and out there and upfront this time around. Uh as Evan said, we heard the Clayton twins speaking about the encouragement, the boosting of morale, the boosting of confidence that they got from Shirley and Fraser Price when it is that they were preparing around the back, especially Tina when it is that she was preparing to run that 100 meters. That home for or encouragement that she would have given to her definitely had assisted and aided her into all of that we saw came across. We saw Frederick Dakers. I mean, when the 100 meters was running, I mean, the world was very concerned. Frederick Dakers was able to bring the world into that little space, into that room for that 100 meters. I will tell you, if I never was watching it based on what happened or transpired on the TV with Frederick Dakers, you could have imagined what was happening. I mean, when it just started, hearing them telling somebody to shh, shh, you would have think that they are also in the stadium. Quiet for the start, please. you know, so that moral. I mean, he also got other athletes from different countries to be engaged in that moment. The lifting up of the table. Well, the flinging of the table, the shoving of the table. I thought the table was broken, but they said the table was not. So that also showed out. One of the things also come back again to Frederick Lakers as the team captain that we saw was out there. We saw his roommate, who in Orlando Bennett, who would have done his event earlier, was out there to support him when he was in his event, and based on the fact that he did not, or the throwers at that moment did not advance. I saw a video from Frederick saying, this is how we relax or get it back together after what happened and didn't happen. You see Orlando and him going at it in games. Those little camaraderie is something good that tells you that something good is happening in the camp. We saw Christopher Taylor, the roommate of the national record holder in Nabasky Anderson, being there at front, celebrating, waiting, cheering on. Those little things, I do believe that does bring. It was one of the takeaways for me. Another takeaway was the understanding of the athletes in spite of what happened. So I felt like um, every athlete there that wore the black, green, and gold in the 2025 Tokyo Olympics was a star, is a star, is it. None was better than the other. None was lesser than the other. That's what I got from the coming together. And I love that. I haven't seen that in a while. I haven't seen athletes who is not having an event on that day or that morning being in the stadium for a while. This one around, um, you could see the effort. You could see the effort and the support. It speaks volume, definitely. Tuffy said, did he hurt his shoulder lifting the table that affected him in his event? You're just joking. No, he actually came into the championship with that issue before, because Frederick Lakers actually came into the championship being injured. So I appreciate what they did for us. I mean, it was just not their moment in terms of the field eventers. One of my takeaway also was the fantastic way in which the team was able to quickly recuperate from what did not happen in the way that they wanted for it to have happened. I love that. And I loved how each athlete speak about different athletes. And that is on the Jamaican side. And that's also on the global side. The 100 meters, where we saw when Shirley and Fraser Price ran that finals in the 100 meters, the embrace. I mean, take away Mario Hosetalu. We are used to the Mario Hosetalu embrace with Ashley and Fraser Price. But the embrace of all the other athletes who don't even run 100 meters, was embracing her. That is game. That is definitely game. So those takeaways, I hope to continuously see that happening in as we go along, as we go forward. So it is one of the good things. Seeing the national 800-meter record happen,
being broken, being broken
being
twice.
broken twice, was exceptional for me personally, personally. So that was a really good takeaway for me. Seeing the effort, the pain, um, that Rashid, Big Boy, Mac 11, McDonald went through, and what it is that he gave to us on that 400 meters was a big takeaway for me, definitely. Um, the 4 by 100 meters ladies, especially the heats round, the four babies, as I would call them, because on that round, Jonell Smith would have been the senior of them all on that round, running there, seeing their execution and the way in which they do it. And why I say John L. Smith is the senior of it is because John L. Smith has been on more relay team for the senior ranking and the senior level aspect of things than Jodine Williams, because Jodine Williams is actually baby to the 4 by 100 meters in really and truly, even though she's older. So that team coming together was really good. Bringing together the women 4 by 400 meters team, running a world lead time. Chef Kiss was really, really good for me to see that coming together. The men 4 by 4 first round team, I applaud it. I definitely applaud it, and it gave me hope of what is to come, and it shows me that the future is bright. Sadly, we saw what happened in the finals, but it was still a good takeaway for me. Um, and therefore, it's Tuffy, Tuffy said it's not a popular topic, but I applaud Janelle Bromfield how she posted every time one of our athletes made the finals or win a medal. I am happy you brought that
I'm
up
not on
because
her page, so I wouldn't see.
that's what I'm saying. I'm happy he brought that up. He brought that up because a lot of persons only saw the moment of the 100, the 200 meters when she was cheering on her husband. I'm going to call him her husband, because that's
No,
what
don't
happened.
call it that. Fiance. There's a big
Right.
difference.
Cheering
Big
on our
difference.
fiance.
Big
I
difference at all.
apologize.
Not her
When you use
husband.
the word fiance. So I apologize. A lot of persons saw only the time when it is that she was cheering on her fiance, and not saw the times when she posted congratulations and celebrations for the black, green, and gold athletes, especially moments when she celebrated that gold and silver for Jamaica with Oblique Seville and Kishane Thompson. She even posted a picture in Tokyo with she and Kishane Thompson. So let us just make that clear.
My takeaway, and I'm a petty. Me petty
Never have
bad.
no takeaways
No,
there.
no, hold on. Me petty over it. And I share my opinion is that, see, anywhere Jamaican go, we have a black, green, and gold shirt can put on. See, all if the president of the United States or your husband or your wife, is when it come to country, you're putting on that black, green, and gold. Come on. My disappointment is that I didn't see she repping in the heart. She's repping, but it's like she never
in the
sure
flesh.
if she can put on a black, green, and gold shirt going to a stadium, or
I
it's
mean,
going to create
probably in her
conflict
case,
interest. But you could have put on the bracelet though.
yeah, in her case, you're probably still facing some post-traumatic stress disorder from last year, so we can't really blame her too tough.
Okay, all right. That's
Yeah,
that's just my pettiness though. That no matter where you go, wherever in the world you go, you always want to wear that black, green, and gold. Worse if you were an athlete before, no matter who you're married to, and you'll see Sandra, you'll see athletes that represent other countries will still wear it, even though you don't want to. You're not going to disrespect the country that you're representing, but you still have little homage for your country. And I was disappointed that I didn't see a flag in her hand either way. She went neutral color, black and white.
Maybe she never have a flag in her hand, so she preserve for when it is that she forgot take it out,
So
whatever out. I'm not saying, but that is not the topic. Janelle didn't run on the track. Janelle run out a door
no, she running
stand.
away from the track. Okay,
Well, that's
next.
fine. That's fine. She have to rep her fiance. She have to rep her fiance, of course. And the girl says she wants to buy a house, he bought us. She that, he that. Yeah, and I rep it, of course. And they said it. But people were so rude to her, and therefore we can't blame her. People have just dragged her. But then again, Janelle is Janelle. Janelle will always be Janelle. She will always be the black beauty. Black, green, and gold. She repped it, and therefore we still have to thank her for it. In spite of time come, she move on, She still a making money when me can't make. So, in a bad manner.
You
Make sure
know
your
do what
mama,
she gonna do. You gonna do what she do.
well, she did what I can't
anyways,
do.
anyways,
Next.
Janelle on the championship, know I did well and I left with three medals, two goals and a bronze in a successful championship too.
Definitely. So it's
As
not
well.
about Jeanette.
Man,
The championship saw for a lot of countries, but let us embrace what it saw for Jamaica. We saw ups and downs for Jamaica. Xavier, tell me what was one of your major downs for Jamaica.
um, I had a medal in the discus with Mullins um and Dakers. I have a medal coming out of the field. We didn't get that this year. Not sure what the circumstances were in the circle. In either of the events, both male and female. You said one, and that's just my one.
That was your major down. Okay, got it. Kema, what was your major down? What was your top down?
Major down. People might disagree with me on this, but again, the unpredictability of the event and of itself. Some people might call it a down, but I call it a down. I saw Daniel Williams with a medal in that 100-meter hurdles, and I think I said it here. Xavier, remember I said that Daniel Williams is Jamaica's best hope for a medal, and we had the
Yeah.
battle and everything, and she was the
No,
only one.
well, we agreed on that one
Yeah, the
because
only
That
we
was
know
one.
Jamaica.
we know the obvious would happen. I didn't know the
Yeah,
obvious would happen, but
yeah.
nobody wanted to say it because we'd have been
Nobody
hard.
wanted to say that, but
Yeah, but the
I
obvious
expected
happened, and
I expected Daniel to medal. However, things didn't go according to plan for her. And overall, I'm proud of her. As to said, for her to make a final in her big age now, she turned 33 over there in Tokyo, would have loved to see her on the podium. And again, you have seen Daniel like this before and come back like a fighter. And I think all ladies, with the Megan Tapper being out, Akira and making the final, especially when in Megan's case, she'll come back as a true fighter as per usual. I've seen Megan is somebody who's she's a little warrior, has that determination, level of determination to want to come back and do better. And I'm wishing her all the best, as she continues to recover from any injuries that she has.
Definitely. I will agree with you that I had a little. We all know how I feel about Daniel. So when she hit that first hurdle for me, I was like,
Yeah.
it took me a while to release my breath after seeing her hit the first hurdle and realize that it was seemingly to have been not the usual Daniel attacking the second one after hitting the first one. I was like, okay, but I'm still happy. But that was a little down for me. And therefore I have gotten over it because it is Daniel, and understandably so, because we can't determine the hurdles, because it is every lady against every lady that line up at that line for the final, plus them going up against 10 flights of hurdles. And hurdles most times always won. And in this trip, Danielle still was the winner because hitting that first hurdle, she could have just gone down, stopped, and never finished. But
Yeah,
she
and again, as a true veteran, she stood up to the plate and everything. She didn't fumble when she saw that Akira Nugent was out and everything, and Amara Brown were out as well. And I look at this and I say, overall, this event is very much unpredictable. I think the only one of my medalists that actually came through was a bronze medal. Like I saw Grace Star getting that bronze medal, and who had the
you're
ta- the
you're
ta-
talking.
yeah, who had the Taj Kambunji on the podium. Now, respect being to her, the Kambunji family has been having.
Latoya had Kamboja on the podium.
I
I
had her
have
on the podium, but I just never had her as the gold
She did
medalist.
have her as a
But I
gold,
had
but
Kabuji on the
she had
the
podium.
her
Kambu
as
the
one of the
Kambunji family
medalists.
has been having an excellent year. We saw Munjinga won the World Indoor title. She's with child now, expecting to deliver. The Taj, did well indoors and everything, European to the to World Indoors to World Champs now, and it just shows the level of unpredictability in the event. And it will still with the 2026. If any event is a down season, but the hurdlers will show up. If no one else shows up in 2026, the hurdlers will show up, and that's a fantastic part about it.
Still, Magolia says him half up kitchen in him heart. I bet just let him go. Let him go there. No, but
Let him go, man. Let him go. Let him go.
let him go to make him go run the full 100. I beg. A lot of persons have him up in them hearts, and I mean, them are hold on too tightly for them shirt.
No, man,
Put some
when if
stuff in there.
forgive, man, I want our own.
We have to forgive him, and there's so much that is surrounding that aspect of things. But I beg you, find it in your heart for the black, green, and gold for the sake of. I beg you, let him go out of your heart. I feel like he beat his own self so much that me not feel like him can take no more from we, and him might get it. So just beat him and
Him
just
need
make it
him
go on.
need
But
him
let
need to
him.
go to St. Thomas, get a beard.
So that was our down. That was our downs. Steve says Kishen owe him a gold medal. He won the whole world at two now. So we're counting. I mean, we all thought that Oblique Civil owed us a medal. So I guess Oblique has now, I mean, everybody, but it all on for Oblique shirt and have him up in them art and all of them places,
Can't let
has
him
now
go.
let him go. because them never give them a medal, but him give them the gold.
Gold.
In that the gold, the gold. So we can maybe give Christian a little let go. Steve said no, him owe me a gold medal, then me let go. Jesus. Fun fact from St. Thomas, laughing out loud.
No, we're not sending them.
Fun fact from St. Thomas. Okay. Jesus, Charmian, we not reach there, so let him go, Charmian.
Charmaine,
Let him go. Let
Charmaine,
him
stop.
go.
Miss Lofter.
Let him go. Okay, so I will now start with Kemal. What was your major? Give me two of your ups.
All right. One first things first. The men's 110. Men's 110 surprise medals there, and I think all of many of us had Chinch on the podium and everything, but after the first one and everything, we never knew where to put him. You
That
understand?
that is
And
that is
then
your that is your big ups.
yeah, and then we saw Orlando Bennett and Tyler Mason looking good through the ones. I say, yeah, man, medal there and everything. And Orlando Bennett himself says, delivered, Tyler Mason, both athletes who were there in the high school system, especially Orlando Bennett, who I would say was playing second fiddle in high school. He wasn't necessarily number one in high school as a junior because he had the likes of Adidjo Russell and Damian Thomas there, silver medals at champs, silver medal at World Under 20s, and to see him finally get a global medal in the 1308 new PB, Tyler Mason 1312 new PB. Ah, next up, I would say from this championship, I would say is actually I'm going to go to Lemire and say the men's shot put because who opens your season and ends it with a gold medal like what going like me not understand like give me the memo because me never get it like Ryan Krauser. How could you open your season with a gold and end it with a gold medal? Like honestly, that is a performance I think that has been overlooked and not every athlete can even do that. Open your season and manage to get a gold medal. So that was over my two ups. So men's 110 and the men's shot put.
Let me just add on who open. It's not a matter of who open the season and win the goal. It's how we even do it. The time, the distance.
Yeah.
And this man is, like how we said, Sydney is invincible, impeccable. Those words in the use and describes it. That is it.
That
Xavier
is Ryan
Desir.
Krauser.
That is Ryan Crowser for
So
you.
I
Because it's
want to
not
flip
just
the
one event.
I want to flip the script. My ups and my ups is that I appreciate that the button didn't go around for the 100 meters for the male. That's one of my ups. And the reason why it's one of my ups, because now we have to go back to the drawing board and figure out what the problem is. We begged for training, we begged for the camp. They went, they did the camp, we didn't have anybody doubling, and we realized that there's a fundamental problem that we need to fix because something is wrong. We asked for this as fans and we get it and we still couldn't deliver. So that's my first ops because
So
something have to happen.
before you move to ops number two, so I know you said it's the ops and you need ops description because ops is happy moment and for the world it's that down moment. But I cannot get what you're saying why it is your ops, but so just let me understand. Your ops is that the men didn't make it because you wanted us, Jamaica, to realize that we actually have a problem.
Yeah, we have a problem.
That's what you're saying.
Yeah, we have a
Right.
problem. All right.
So
So that's
Kemal,
not all. I
in
just
that
wanted to
case,
show that
Kemal, in that
fun
case,
fact.
I
Kemal, if
mean,
you're
I kind of
hearing,
understand it was saying that because I
yeah,
think after the men burn level, sorry, ran 9.82, many persons were saying that, yeah, man, Oblique Civil is 9.8 this season, can run 9.7, Kishin is at 9.7, Akim is at 9.8, world record, they're going to get the world record in Tokyo. And I'm like, slow down, slow down. We qualified and everything, and people are still saying world record and everything. And I'm saying, no. Again, we also practice things never go according to plan. And I think as a country, going forward, this really argument and so forth, it should be something to humble us and let us think deeply about how things are going from an administrative standpoint, how to organize team, how to basically go back to the grassroots of saying, here's what. Oblique, you're over there, Shane, whatever. There's Gibson in February, there's Milo Western days, there's certain things. Even if you're going to probably put a 9-7 man with probably a 10-2, a 10-4, a 10-3, 10 whatever man on the team, at the end of the day, enough for sure that some from a really a consistency have really happened early in the season. Even we see the mighty US and everything. US has had its really problems over the years, but again, the same really continues. And a further release, Texas release, Mount Sac and everything. They try to present a team at these major collegiate events on a weekly basis.
Is there any other ops?
My other ups, I got to see Dr. Shelley and Fraser Price grace the track one last time with Always My Cry to put her where she deserved to be. I got the race right. I was to the T with that race this morning. If the rain wasn't falling, as Janelle said, it would have been goal because I got it to the
Damien, you're
T.
going to get your $5. You're not
No,
happy.
no worry about it. Me not at 1 5. I tell the world say that's when I sat down and I put it on paper and had it calculated. Jamaica should have one goal. But I'll take the silver because I got to see Shelly on the start. From I start watching Shelly and Fraser running, I always believe that that's the position for her. I wanted one good race from her. And Latoya told me this
He gave
morning,
you.
Melissa Jefferson would give US a 10-meter lead with the start because she's going that fast. I said, no, it's well calculated. Based on what it is, she then turned and said, TT Terry is the king of the box stretch. I said, the twin is going to hold her accountable today. And that was what happened. Kayla White is always there. But guess what? The hunger that the Twin Turbo has, and the desire that the team has, it's not superstars. Their desire is to be superstars. And that's what the strength of the Jamaican team this morning. And Shelly and Fraser Price was just the glue to it. That just propelled everything that happened because these athletes that were on our team this morning wanted to show the world that, guess what, we're here. And the US, are worried now because they're seeing this is just a young team. They're not invincible on that 4x1 anymore. And that was my best moment of the championship to see Shelley and Fraser Price at the start. TT Terry held accountable, and Kayla White is just ordinary today because guess what? We have superstars coming out of Upper Papine.
Damien, are you do this to me? Damien, I didn't say that because remember, Damien, you and I had oblique in winning the national trials, Damien. So definitely we would have
No,
had
no,
oblique.
no, no. When the oblique situation, let me defend Latoya. We had oblique for goal
No,
before.
you don't need to defend me because I
Okay,
said
sorry.
oblique should have won the
No,
national trials.
I came to racers and I saw Oblique run down Kishane. And I said, Kishane is beatable every day of the week when Oblique is fit. Kishane cannot beat Oblique. And if Oblique make Kishane beat him moving forward, Oblique is just relaxing. Because I'm telling everybody this. Oblique will beat Kishane any day of the week. Easily, hands down.
The civilian nations are always repping oblique. Damien is Damien boy. Long time, long time, long time. Nothing to Damien like our oblique civil. And Damien, listen, I was trying to get you so well because I mean, you won the world championship because your Calabar boys rep the black, green, and gold very well this championship. So definitely, definitely, definitely.
It's a rubber
So,
lock championship.
yep, you see, goes to them, man. But then, I mean, it's not, it's not green and black and purple and white. It's black, green, and gold. But we still got to big them up because they really,
In case you
really
guys in
deserve
Ghana, Turkey.
really, really. My big ups. Not for ask Christ. We not have to ask Christ. My big ups is this for so many reasons. One of the major reasons for this is because, at the national trials, when he said, listen, big thing is coming, big thing is coming, big thing is coming. And it didn't come at the national trials. And we got a new national champion at the national trials in Tyrese Taylor. Why this is so big for me is because even though he didn't become the national champion, he didn't waver. It never took anything away from him. You could see that it boosted him even greater. He went to Nakak, and I mean, Tyrese come and Tyrese go and sit again and Tyrese took the national record 143. He still didn't waver. It still was a boost for him and he came to this world championship. Both of them, again, we talk about the camaraderie and the oneness. Listening to him speak about Tyrese Taylor, I mean, being there and both of them made history. So Tokyo was a history making championships for Jamaica in so many ways. Both of them made history because, I mean, it's the first time we have had two men into a semi-final with
Yeah,
good
the
times
first time I
running.
think your first time since 1995. Yeah, 30 years. Whoa. Yeah.
Exactly, two men into in 800 meters into a semi-finals, and then we move right over into the finals, running big time, running against a big field. Also, I felt like Tyrese Taylor did well in his heat, in his semi-final heat, to run against the defending world champion at that point in time. But then, I mean, for me, I was saying I wanted Navaski to have been in that heat that Tyrese was, which means Tyrese would have been in the heat that the semi-finals that Navaski was in. But after seeing how Navaski was able to navigate this, having the Olympic champion Wyoming in this one with him, I mean, the shoving and the pushing and the shoving and the pushing into that semi-finals was something that pushed him also to continue to boom, stay by the national record. And so we said, all right, cool, we're into the finals. Another history was made having someone into the finals. And as Thing there said, that his big moment was having the man without a medal. Anderson in the 800 meter, first global finalist in the 800 meter since 1952. Me never born yet, my mother never think you know, get me or things that she gonna make me. The
Mother never
quality of
born
the
yet,
person
mother.
I best twice. The time is unbelievable. Definitely because running 142.76 for for seventh place. Who would have thought that? You're running seventh place, running 142. The winning time was 141. 141 alone for Navask in my viewpoint. I I believe 141 is loaded and it is there. It's just to, you know, and if Navaski was fully in that 141 shape, seventh wouldn't have been the place. But then again, it was my big moment. One of
Yeah,
my
and
big,
I think collectively to Latar, the men's 800 meters has been really showing up and showing out since last season because I was one of them in 2023. So, like, well, 145, I go pan Diamond League. Like, where's
I
that going? You
remember.
understand? Like, me say, no, man, what the man them are going and set the man in basically look like them go on a Zoom call and say, hey, what that cycle, we need to be better, we need to be ourselves, fix up a follow grounds and 144, one 45. And I was like, yeah, you're on 145, 142, 141 and everything, and the men are getting a lot more consistent, 143, 142. And for someone like a Nevaski Anderson again, has that, that left that energy, that left that excitement, that aura. Nevaski Anderson, will do well going forward for Jamaica. Jamaica needs more athletes like Nevaski Anderson to basically champion
I
their events and everything and showing athletes that hey, Jamaica is good at sprint and everything, but if you're doing the eight in high school, stay the eight, but I go try to do four or try to cut yourself down to being a sprinter.
I think part of it is adapting to situation. I think Navaski adapted to the situation very well, even though it was an adverse situation. He could have left downtown to pop in at the bus ride. I think if it was a regular situation, regular makeup of keeping warm, keeping the legs extended, not being in a bus, trying to figure out mentally how do I keep myself warm, and it plays on the mind. And I mean, if the playing ground was level, meaning that everybody was at their comfort, I think seventh would have not been that place for Nevaski. I think he adapted very well. And as Latoya said, I think 141, going back to his favorite place in Atlanta, I suspect I suspect 141 will go early next year.
141 definitely will go early next
And if
year.
they put some
Definitely
money at the
agree.
finish line too. So
Damian Collins said the guard has been changed and the
comfortably.
future is bright. Jamaicans dominance will continue. Male sprinting, the twins, 800-meter men will move forward even more. Field events, Jamaica to the world. One Jamaica, Jamaica to the world. Out of many, one people, but we are still
It's
one.
surprising, Latoyo. And I don't even want to go there, but we sing that song already. We sing
No,
that
but
song.
we no.
No, we
Remember,
sing. No, no,
we
no.
haven't.
Hold on there, Latoyo. This is this era, this championship, and I said it last year that our track and field was in trouble. This championship had to prove where are we going, what what is our foundation moving forward out of this championship. Because you see, with the changing of the guard and have to wait 10 years to make your 100-meter finals or get into that top three, not happening again. So we wanted to see as supporters of this sport, where is Jamaica in this championship? Because I look at it last year and say we are in trouble because we couldn't see that transition of athletes wanting to run or the mindset to run. It's just like, all right, this year they'll show up, get some medal, next year they'll show up. We want that consistency, see, moving forward. Because over the years we have that consistently moving forward. Say, yo, we sure say next Olympic, these same persons are going to be there. I'm still worried that being next year in off season, who's going to show up 2027?
Definitely. And again, it all depends on how the season is structured, who wants to go to the various meeting. A Commonwealth should be the big thing. There's World Indoors next year as well, and how will they approach this season. Again, Jamaica has the potential to field some quality team, and to bring that. I think one of the things that has been missing over the last couple of seasons, it has been changed now with this championship. The sports day like energy in the camp. You understand? Jamaica needs to continue to have that sports day energy. Like, yeah, people go there for medal and everything, but have fun. Loosen up. Be yourself. You understand? Have a good championship because again, if you really done that and everything, sometimes the results don't really don't go as expected.
It don't go as expected. Indeed, it definitely don't. Um, One of my breakout moments, which I'm seeing Damian having that to be his breakout moment, is this gentleman. Tyler Mason, Tyler Mason. So much was surrounding Tyler that we almost didn't get Tyler. We almost didn't have Tyler in Tokyo. And we saw what Tyler did. Tyler got a season best, a personal best. I mean, outrunning Grant Holloway in his round, and then ending up coming to medal to give us a medal that nobody counted, that nobody had on their list. Nobody never have it from them. Matter of fact, nobody never have it. Two of them, if you may say, a few persons may have had Orlando Bennett, but nobody had him. So it definitely was one of my big moments also for this championship. We are going to now have with us Maurice is going to join us, also a part of this discussion. Good evening to you, Maurice. How are you doing?
Hey, what's up? How are you guys doing tonight?
Doing well, doing great.
Doing well,
That's
and
what
we're doing
Maurice.
great. Maurice, as you come in, I want your I want you to tell us what was your standout moment of the championship. What is it that your ups, your big ups, you say, yo, yes. What's that?
And if
Maurice,
you're
I'm not
talking,
hearing you.
Maurice, you're muted.
Maurice, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
No, we're
It,
not hearing you.
you're in and out.
Super on the other side, but I'm hearing you clearly. Hold on. Are you hearing me now?
Sure,
Better.
we're hearing you. Great. Go
Okay.
ahead.
Okay. I said it's good to be on here talking about the World Athletics again. Super excited. Good championship. A little disappointment, but I was hoping not to catch that question. So I was like hoping you kind of skip away from it. But I think for me personally, one of my what did you say? My favorite moment, or what was the question? My favorite moment.
Your favorite moment, right, of the
Two
championship.
favorite moments. Um, Two of my favorite moments on the championship was seeing my baby, my girl, um, PB, which is Stacey and Williams. That's one of my
One darling
ups from
up.
the championship. Um, I've seen her like a few weeks before the championship, and she said that yo, she's ready, and I was excited that she PB wanted her to make the final, but you know, stuff happens. But she did a PB, and I'm like super grateful for that. So we can't like complain. And she did a great leg in the heat and in the final for the 4x1. So I'm like super grateful for that. One of my next standout moment as it relates to the Jamaicans, right? The Jamaicans. One of my next standout moment was the the 110 hurdles. You guys touch everything on it. Tyler Mason, yeah, he did the job done. He get the job done. He did get the job done. It's been a long time coming. It's been a long time coming. It's been a long time coming for Tyler Mason, and like we're like super proud. And yeah, I'm happy that he got the bronze medal. So those are my two ups moment from the championship.
Wonderful. I'm seeing that we have enjoyed Tokyo Indy. So Tokyo was a great one. Spiritual Bless says Tina is her standout performer. Tuffy said the twins are determined. You listen if she stays healthy. Ashanti Kevona is on a comeback. Smith, Alana, plus others. Same with the men, at least five youngsters capable of going under 9.8 second in 2027. First, Forbes says also in everything we need to remember that these athletes are human and just as the circumstances of our lives are dynamic and ever changing, so it is with theirs. Things inevitable will change, and we do know that it definitely will change. Steele says my standouts were the guys from the 110 hurdles, Tina Clayton, and the women 4x4 100 meters relay. Definitely. So as we got the ups and the downs, I mean, some of our ups may have been our surprises. So we move to what is the surprises of the championships. What are your surprises of the championship? Stephen, what are your surprises or what is your major surprise of the championship?
Well, to be honest, I did not expect Mrs. Lebron to have gone that fast. Um, I I had her for a close bronze medal. And as Kamal said earlier in the piece, we will never ever with our hands down. I will not disregard a Sydney McLaughlin Levroni. If she decide to go run the 110 hurdles, I will say you will get the world record. Anything that she touches will turn goal. And for now, I think that that for me was my moment. Based on what she came in with, sheer determination, sheer hunger, she is just great. And I think that she deserves everything, all the flaws that come with her. Um, I thought the race should have been closer. I think Nasser and Paulino run out of steam. They're like, what the hell is in front of me? We run all season, think we're the best. And Sydney, for me, she's deliberate. She's deliberate in her strategy, very deliberate in her strategy, and our team is very deliberate. We might say she don't race enough, but she say, guess what? I only want to race a few times until they say I'm the greatest. But I want to see her next season, at least 5 races, good 5 races.
Okay.
I can get 5 races out of her next
She
season.
have done more than that this season, but go ahead.
No, she has done more than that,
Hey,
but
I
in
was
different
about to tell you,
no, in
but
different, in different events. We've been playing around different events, but if you run consistently against an opponent 5 times, they'll catch a measure. They'll measure you up.
So Xavier, if she didn't run the 400 meters 5 times this season, and she did that, you want to put her out there. Sydney is going to become, 1 second, Sydney is going to become the guy that you said need to stop doing that with the pole vault.
No, I understand
Mando.
that, but let me tell you what happened with Paulina and Nasser. They didn't have a plan for Sydney coming off that bend. So because Sydney been hiding from them, I'll say hide. Sydney hide from them because Sydney know if they
I
got
think I
into
beg to
them.
differ, but I'll tell you why I differ about that. But
No,
go
yeah,
ahead.
no, but if you race with a particular athlete week in, week out, you develop a strategy to beat her. Sydney is not giving nobody no opportunity to beat her. That's why she move away from the 400-meter hurdles because Femke Ball will get the strategy. People develop strategies to beat people, and she's not
That would be
giving.
when though. That would be when though.
No, I
All right,
no,
all right, all
no,
right. Hold on, hold
no.
on,
But
hold on.
you have to understand, Maurice. It might not be when, but it's what the mindset of people is. You remember Kishan fixing his problem? Noah went and Noah say, "Oh, Kishan, I'll come back, come lead, so me can't afford for God the line with Kishan." Athletes race with athletes to develop
I don't
strategy.
want you to I don't want you to contradict yourself, Odium, but as what Kemal said, I
I
think you
told
should
that.
just left the Sydney thing alone and said every event that she touches, yeah, just leave it alone. Yeah,
All
just
right.
leave it alone.
So
But
She
for me
she don't
though,
give
when it
athletes enough she don't give athletes enough opportunity to size her up.
that's
Okay.
because she
true.
doesn't
That's
want that,
true. But
and I think she
one
does
thing I
that
can
too.
go
I think
ahead.
he should does that though. It took be a lot of Bruce ego and Sydney. Is not someone who like losing.
Yeah,
Neither does Paulina, and Paulina definitely wants her lit back, but the chance of her getting her lit back
she's not
is
getting
very
it.
much.
She's
She
not
not
getting
getting
it. Sydney not giving it her. Sydney not gonna give her. Sydney not giving her. One and done. One and done. Sydney
So
not giving her
you
that
know that both of them
opportunity.
are like super upset now because they're not gonna get their chance to, yeah, they for me though, when it comes on to that race though, I was like, I'm a bit disappointed. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm a bit disappointed. Um, I had Nasser for second and Paulina for third after the semifinal, and even before the race started. Um, I think that the coaches, which is Paulina coach, did an amazing job in getting into her head and be like, yo, Sydney is a great starter. Nasa is a great starter. Like you're always coming from behind to catch these two people. You have to get out and just you just hold a farm. And I think Paulina surprises herself coming from lane nine. I think she did an amazing job. But I feel like what went wrong for Nasa in that race, she didn't run her normal race strategy and her race plan where you normally see she get out. I think I think for me that's what causes her that silver. I feel like if she would have stick to her race plan and hopefully they catch her at the last 20 or 10 meters to go, I think she would have pulled through. But I guess it's a better man on that day. But Sydney is untouchable.
It is
But I feel
untouchable.
like for me, Sydney break her farm in the last 10 meters. You can see like she was just desperately because she started Paulina coming from the outside. She was desperately like begging for the line to come. Like she was begging for the line.
It,
She was
it's
begging for the line
it's like boxing when you
in
win.
that last 10 meters.
It's like boxing when you win a title, you stay away from competition. And Sydney is like a boxer. You win the title and she just can stay away from the she's not allowing anybody to even beat her. And I think that's the downside of that event. Any event that Sydney goes into and break the record, Sydney is staying away from it after that.
If my memory serves me correctly, didn't Pauline and Sydney run together in a Diamond League in a race this season, and Paulina won.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I think it happened.
Yeah.
Um, Loxy said Navaski was his standout athlete. He was the most improved at this championship. I mean, we couldn't ask for anything less or anything more of him. Um, you know, so, two persons that we kind of haven't even spoken about or touched, which was also a standout for me along that line also, is Christopher Taylor and Adrian
Adrian
Carr.
Carr.
Christopher
Yes.
Taylor and Adrian Carr did a fantastic job over there with theirs. I mean, Christopher Taylor ran as season best, a personal best. I mean, after coming back, we know, what happened. So to be able to coming to these championships and was able to garner that much avenue and enough strength to do that, it was really something good to see of him. Adrian Carr was the next one. Adrian Carr has been knocking on that door, the change in camp. Adrian Carr has been going through injuries. Adrian Carr is an injury-prone athlete himself, but to be able to come into these championships and to get a personal best from this championship is also a spectacular start for me to see him go at it. Having Christopher Taylor run, I think in one in the first one, Christopher Taylor running 20.26 was real. I thought that was it. For me, I thought, okay, 20.26. All right, Christopher, you do this, you done a PB. But then coming back again and running 20.21 was really awesome to see him go. Adrian Carr running 20.08. Kudos to you guys. I definitely see great things coming, and I feel like the 200 meters is getting back to a place where we can say it's happening. It's
Well,
growing.
don't jump the gun too far, Latoya, because one of the things that happened with Christopher and Adrian this season is that they race consistently, and until we can get these athletes on the circuit racing with these superstar consistently, their personal best will get better. I don't want them to come back to Jamaica and be like, oh, my personal best is already this. There's no competition in Jamaica to develop our athletes anymore. We need to move out of that space. We don't have any events to develop. Adrian Carr and Christopher Taylor coming back to Jamaica after championship and say, yeah, we're going to go through the season in Jamaica is just going to make these athletes regress. We need these athletes to start finding these bush leagues, these one-off events in Europe, these one-off events in Japan, and go to these events to develop themselves and stop waiting on J3 to put on events that maybe one athlete show up or two athletes show up, which is not their fault. But then we need athletes to go out and look for their bread and butter now, because you know that in this championship, what happened with our athletes is that we are competing against a world that is so ahead of us, is forcing us to run faster and faster. You realize that the season best game, the personal best game, is because of the athletes that are in the race. Not that we're not good enough. They are just not having good competition. Here in Jamaica, Jamaica don't have the circuit to develop athletes anymore. Unfortunately, we do have the circuit, but our athletes do not run here in Jamaica. You won't get a quality 200-meter field lineup in stadium at no all-comers meet. You will never get it. You only get two or three athletes. They might put their name down. They're not coming. So we need to move
No,
away
well,
from it.
Zevian, truth be told, I disagree with you won't get a quality field line enough, because when we have all comers meet, trust and believe. The 100 meters and the 200, 1 second, the 100 meters and the 200 meters dread me. It dragged me.
All
May I
right,
tell
all
you
right.
because
So
1 second,
no,
Zevian,
hold on,
1 second.
before I go any further. I said quality.
No, but that's
I,
what I'm
I,
saying to you. That's what Xavier, what
quality
I'm
is
saying
not
is that
20. Quality is not
Xavier,
22. We need
no,
those
no,
sub
no, no,
19.
Xavier.
How many
When
Jamaicans we have running sub 19 that come to all comers meet to pull the field?
no, what I'm trying to let you understand is not that we don't have athletes showing up for the 200 meters. They may not be in sub 20 shape,
That's
but
my
they do.
quality. That's my definition of quality, Latoya.
Okay,
That's why Christopher Taylor and Adrian Kerr was able to come down on their personal best, because the quality
no, no,
is the
Xavier.
quality that brought them
Yeah, I
there.
think there's a quality as well at all. Let's just remember now.
No,
If
man,
they are,
we know
if
they're
they are,
not running sub 20 Kemal, but what I'm trying to for Zevan to understand is that they getting to go to the all comers meet when it's kept, it is what also helped them to get to a place to be ready so that they can know that their body was able to go there. Because remember, it's not every athlete have the access to get meets outside of Jamaica. So that's what I'm
true,
saying. So that's what I'm
true.
saying. So it's not that I'm saying um it's not happening. Athletes here may not be running the sub 20 time.
Okay, so Lati, I get that, but what Xavier is saying no is the fact that after this World Championship, they need better agents and stuff team around them. So for next track season, they can be amongst the best, be amongst the world best. So
Jamaica,
that's what he's
Jamaica
saying.
won't help them moving forward.
Moving forward, laying back in Jamaica and waiting for J3 to put on meets and stuff like that. That's not really gonna help them develop as to where they want to go. Which is you're not gonna see their full potential until they start competing with the best.
Okay,
Definitely.
understood.
And I think where as everything is going on, hopefully their agents can do a lot to get them into these, even the B races per se, these diamond leagues and everything, because it'll be good for them.
Yes.
Going on the circuit, making getting an opportunity to compete and everything, and the fact that they're here racing in Jamaica, and they're like, yeah man, if I can go there on 20.3, I'm good. At 20.3, I'm beating these men by a mile and everything. They really don't have any competition per se, any big men who are even running 20.3 or running 20.0 to say, yeah man, we can go if you enough competition to run top 20.
Okay,
Yeah.
understood. Luxy said,
Agreed.
Luxy said, let's talk about let's talk about how the Veer girls are still holding it down for Team Jamaica. That is girls like Sharika, Shanika, Akila, and Andronette. Those ladies were fantastic, definitely, in these championships. Also, I Xavier, you touched on records earlier, and I want for us to understand that little Team Jamaica, what we have, 2 million, 3 million people, 3 million we
No,
have.
we're almost 6 million now. What are you talking about? 2 million was
Yes,
then.
million.
We're almost
Yeah.
six million. We're almost six
Latte,
million.
Latte, we need to get a fancy background too.
We need to get a fancy background. So I agree. I mean, we at Tokyo 2025. I mean, we had 25 records and these records include personal best, season best. This record include, well, we know we had the national record happening there, and we got world lead times within these meets. So it's for me it was a really a good championships in getting these things in, athletes getting these out of the way, and basically be able to look forward to what is coming.
For
So
me,
because we're looking forward to what is coming, I want to hear from all of us. What is it that we did right? What is it that Jamaica did right? What is it that worked for us at this championship that we haven't seen in a while? What is it
I
that
think
worked for us?
I think that what we're trying to is just the overall camaraderie. Again, we needed to see that level of team like attitude. You understand? Everybody is a mixture of your more seasoned campaigners and youngsters and everything. Everybody blending properly, The team captains did their job and everything, and everybody seemed happy within that moment. Again, Jamaica needs to be more of a team. Like Jamaica should be like a sports day type of team. You understand? All of us are Jamaicans and representing Jamaica, black, green, and gold. We need the type of energy in the camp going for, because after the oblique civils 100 meters gold medal, kitchen silver medal, we have seen where the energy has flowed through the camp and everything. Where we see, inspiration and everything. People were there and everything. People just wanting to know that here's what oblique medal. Many forgot they could try to what is best. Many forgot the final. You understand? Many forgot they could get a medal.
Okay, thank you. Maurice, what you thought worked? What is it that we got right at this championship?
I do agree with Kamal. Like for some reason, like when you look on teams versus when you look on this team, even though it wasn't the best championship that Jamaica have had, but when you look on like this team, you can see like more athletes are like the love is there. Yeah, the love is in the camp. You can tell based on when the athletes step on the track how happy they are to be there. When it is raining, they're super excited because they know they have their team behind them cheering them. Whether if they make a mistake, their team is there to inspire them and just to motivate them. Like, hey, there's a tap on the shoulder. Like, this is not the end of it. I know you're gonna come back stronger. Like stuff like that is, I think, it's a main factor that held the team together. And I feel like when it comes down to management and communication, it is growing, and I feel like that's one of the things too that we have to look on. Like it is growing. No, we're having relay camps and stuff like that with stuff that we never used to do. I feel like no, Jamaica is like getting their feet wet again. I feel like this championship for me, as I said, is not the best championship when it comes down to results, but for me this championship is a really sweet championship when it comes down to like Jamaica getting their feet wet again, to know that hey, we can secure our gold medal in the sprint again. It is possible. You know what I mean? This championship is about possibility. And for me, the possible is like, hey, Paris Olympic, we didn't get a medal in the 100. No, we are getting one. We only get one in the 100 for the men. We are getting two. You know what I mean, Lati? It's just a championship of possibility, knowing that the team is there and they're gonna work hard. And as Kemal said, it's a mixture of the young and old. And I love the direction that these athletes are going into. I was talking to Odian and I said, Odian, what I love about this new generation of athletes when it comes down to Tina, Serena, Alana, Tia, Brianna Liston, like they don't have any hatred for each other. They don't malice. They don't hate. They don't shade.
Not
When
yet.
you look
Not
at
yet.
when you look on social media, the youngsters are supporting each other. They're posting Tia, they're posting Tina for that silver medal. Like the love is just there. Everybody's just so supportive. It doesn't matter who it is that won, or if I go to Edwin, or if I used to go to Veer or Heidel. Like when they come together, they are representing the black, green, and gold, and that's what I love about it. Even when you watch Dan Harper Nelson live,
Instagram stories
it
like
is like super motivating, and she's like rooting for Jamaica because she's like always be like, hey, like she's always reminding them that hey, Jamaica did not want to, but this is the Sherika Jackson. Every time she step on the track is a world record watch. So it was like super excited to know that not only Jamaican were behind our team, but other countries, and it was so inspiring to watch. Like this was a championship, a possibility. Know that Jamaica is in the driving seat. We're gonna see what next year comes and the year after, and Olympic is gonna. It's just up from here. It's just up from here.
Us up from here. Xavier?
Well, after Maurice said all of that, I don't have much
Yes,
to say. But
close enough.
I'm sorry.
I'm very critical, and this is not the show for being critical because we're actually celebrating our athletes. I like the availability of our management team to be interviewed. I watch a few lengthy interviews, the good and the bad. That's I don't care. But then for this championship, I don't have any athletes complaining of anything that went wrong. So there seemed to be an understanding of what what's supposed to happen, what happened. Let us deal with it internally instead of putting it out there on social media. I I think I don't think we're in the driving seat. We have possibilities. We have possibilities. I don't think we are enjoying the good, and I think the bad is also there. Maurice spoke about the younger generation. The younger generations really don't like the sports that as much as the older generation. They might like the social media part of it, but when it comes on to the real part of the sports, we might suffer in that area. You can make a judgment based on what they post on social media. That's what they do on a daily basis. That's what that this generation do. I want for it to be transformed on the track when we see a relay team consoling each other. Like we want to see that conversation. And one of the things that I'm happy about this morning was even though the button didn't go around for the 100 meter for the male, there was no person being upset about it. They're like, let us do it all over again. It happens. Let us work on it. So and that I put up and it brings me to Kishendo and it goes on both sides. Yes, would have loved for a medal in the 100 meter 4x1, but you have to fail to succeed and you have to fail to come back stronger. I don't mind failing now. I don't mind them failing now because they are great athletes. And if you put the combination together correctly, I don't want it yet. I want the story. It's a storyline we're building for a great comeback. We still have the world record holding waiting, but we want that storyline. And I think this championship has placed an important part of the storyline, the struggles that we're going through as of male sprinting in Jamaica. So even though we can win 1, 2 in the 100 meter, we're still struggling. because we still can't put a 4x1 team together. So we wrote an important part of our story, the struggle. So the next time we see them on the track, we're writing the comeback. And then we talk about the glory. So let us take it in stages.
I hate
Let
the
us
use of words that you just used just now, but I'll leave you. I'll leave. I'll leave,
Which
I'll leave
which
you to
one?
it, baby.
it's just
Which
always like that. Let us just
Yeah,
take these
David is
stages.
critical. I'll leave it at
Which
that.
word you didn't like? Let me change it. Let me
the
give you
the
a
last
different
the, the
attitude.
last part, but it's okay. It's okay.
The comeback?
Okay. Noxy said
Then
a
you can't put a four
championship.
by one together, but they have the athletes to put the four by one together. But let's leave it at that. Let's leave it at that.
Loxy said that championships are possibilities geared towards the future. And
Definitely
a start
possibility.
that is not there yet. Sophie said. Sophie also said these championships, although not perfect, there was thought process and planning for the relays.
There we go.
Other change by bringing Knight in the final to the last minute change with Sharika not in good shape. That is a start not there yet. So as he touched that, we're just going to run right into it. I choose not to, based on Xavier criticality just now of the 4x100 meters for men. I'm going to allow us not to speak on that. The reason for that is because I saw a lot of fans, a lot of influencers, a lot of critiques, a lot of coaches. Because I mean, we fans, we are biggest coach with track and field with football. We know, but put me on the track, man. Like come here, put me on the track. Can't do a thing. As I can't run 10 meters, much as I run 100. You understand? And because we're celebrating the athletes and we're in celebratory mode, I kind of don't want us because remember, no, me tell you, when we track and field, thought come to hit, we hit, and Xavier is not afraid to hit. So, but tonight I don't want us to hit. We are still appreciative of what it is that they gave to us. The most I will say as it relates to the men 4x100 meters. I don't think that the coach or coaches who put that team together got it wrong. I just felt like in the midst of the action, it just somewhere just blew out. I do
What's this
believe
win?
that in that training, um, putting Raheem Ford on that third leg based on training and baton exchanges, to them was a good choice for the rounds. I felt like they would have brought in Kedron Bolson for the final. However, again, as we spoke about what happened with the mishap with the men's 4x4, and Tuffy, I think you said something about the men's 4x4. We spoke about it, saying US kind of blundered with not bringing their team to the fore for the first round. And we saw what happened. And we're going to get to the men's 4x4 in short order, because when it is that they ran back the same team and got into the finals, we saw where they took out three men and specifically so bringing in Vernon Norwood. And we were specifically speaking about a Vernon Norwood of why it is that US did not bring him in the first round. So sometime we have to maybe practice or do what it is that we know works from the get-go, which is fitting that perfect team together into the heat to ensure that we qualify for the final.
Isn't
Um,
it the entire team they took out, or is
No,
just three of
they
them?
left three persons. They left one in.
Okay.
They
they
left the
left
third
one
leg
in,
in.
so they took out three,
So,
right?
Okay.
but that's
So
all.
For
based
the
on
men's 4x4,
Yeah, they took
yeah,
out three. Yeah, I don't know how it happened, but the rules
they
look
took
like it
out
changed.
but
Three
US
persons.
for the women's 4x4, US had an A team and a B team though. The
Yeah.
it's eight different athletes as well. So I'm seeing that as well. Like both they have
So the rules with the relays, and I think we're getting it wrong as Jamaicans. And US is making use of it. US was able to change out an entire team.
but it's not that Jamaica is getting it wrong. What at one point you could only, based on World Athletics what they had on there. you could only change, I think at one point you could change your whole entire
That's
team.
why I'm
But
saying
at
they're
one point
getting it wrong. They didn't
no,
read the
one
rules.
second, Xavier. At one point you could change your whole entire team. If my memory serves me correct, now on their site, it's two persons you're supposed
Hold
to
on,
be able to
hold on,
change.
Latoya. And this is
Yes,
my
on their
take.
website they're showing two
No,
persons.
that's what I'm saying. If US have the rule book as Yusuf, J3A must have the rule book. So they
No, we're
must
not
have.
talking
No, hold
about
on. There.
J3, Xavier.
No,
It's not
but
a
I'm saying
J3
there.
matter here.
No, that's what I'm saying. The rule has changed because US was able to bring three persons in. They move around the team. So there's no dispute that the rule has changed. Who have access to these rules? The website not update. Fine, we don't have access to the rules, but the management team have access to the rules, and that's all I'm saying. The persons who are doing this have access to the rules because if US have know the rules inside out and can do that, everybody knows it. Botswana did it.
What
It's like
Botswana
USA
did?
Botswana bring in three persons.
No, a one person Botswana
No,
change.
no, 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 no.
Xavier, a
The
one
national
person.
record holder wasn't on the
Him
in
alone them put in there.
no, the other guy came out too. There was
Yeah,
a
they change as well. They change as well, Latoya. My thing
they
about it
did
regarding
change.
And the one
Them
them put in there.
no,
no,
Oh,
no.
my thing about
them bringing, oh, sorry, them bringing Lexi to Bogo and thing there.
yeah, my
So,
thing
so
about it
we
is
are
even
why we don't know the rules.
no, but even Xavier, looking at it like for Jamaica and this whole relay business, right? Let us remember that Jamaica doesn't necessarily have the depth that
No,
the
we don't have the
US.
debt, and
The
that's what I'm
depth,
saying. We don't have the debt.
the depth exchange in this. Had we had depth in it, because I think if for the men's 4x1 they changed all three. Even Jamaica changed all three in 2023 in Eugene because we were Shelley, Elaine, Sherrick, and we put in Burchell, we put in Natalia White and Brenna Williams, and then things shifted up for the final.
So, being that we start on the relay and start on the men 4x4, let us just continue there. Right then and there. As it tough is at the end, Jamaica 4x4 not strong enough to change out. Not strong enough to change out, and that is true. Douglas said that you can change your whole entire team. You can enter, I think, six persons on paper, and you can take the rest from the rest of the team. Right, I
That's all
know
I
that, but
know.
I didn't know that we're back to changing the whole entire team again. I thought we were only able to change two because maybe because Jamaica we always only change
So
two, but
that's why
as
my take
Kemal
was it.
said, that we don't have the depth, and as Michael Freda said,
Yeah, we
he
really
wished
don't.
other athletes would have made themselves available for selection in terms of you're a part of the team and you come. Because I mean, even for the 4x4, Rashawn Clark is there,
Zanjan Barnes.
Brian Level is there, Zandran Barnes is there. And I'm saying for 4x4 because Brian Level can run a 4x4 if it is that he don't
Chris
want to run
Taylor
a
is there.
4x1. Christopher Taylor is there. So there's options, but then again, we need these guys to
No,
practice.
so no,
But
hold on, Latoyo. So is my take is this, and we saw it from the selection of the team. We couldn't understand what it is. You could have brought six different persons that is not named to the team as a relay team,
no,
separate
your name
apart.
six. No, your name six on paper to the team, but you can take from the team anybody. So they would have to make themselves
Anybody that's
available for the
competing in the
team.
championship.
So you could
Right.
have brought six person and call them relay specialists,
Yeah.
separate apart from who make the team.
Yeah, but you would have to create that pool.
You have to
Okay.
create that pool. And remember that you have to name one, two, three.
No, you don't. No, that's the
So
difference.
you wouldn't have to name the 1, 2, 3
You
because they
don't
would
need you don't need
automatically
to name one, two,
they
three.
would automatically be a part of
They're
the championship
automatically can be
already.
selected.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the thing
So,
about it is,
so
So they
okay, go
should have
ahead,
just
Jamal.
selected the six athletes, excluding the one,
Well,
two, three. But
Jamaica now
we don't have
we
to.
now have the depth, and I
Yeah, we
think
don't.
we're stepping up its content. I have to give commendation to athletes who eventually step up because the thing about it is we saw Ronnie Shamagregor big up my classmate, True Pelican. She didn't necessarily run a good leg, but
Oh,
again, she was
I'm your classmate too.
True Pelican, big up you. So I was sitting there, I said that Ronisha didn't do such a good leg and everything. However, she was able to hold her own. You understand 52.42. The split wasn't that ideal, but again, she held her own.
She did.
Again, Antoinette Nice stepped up to the podium and everything. Again, again, which was good for us as a country. A lot of athletes and everything have been in that situation where them probably say, "Oh me, I'm not show up. Like I'm not going to show up and everything." And Anjanette showed up as well. Again, Jamaica needs more athletes who are team players. That's one of the biggest issues that we've been having with relays.
No,
It's
we
not that
need
Jamaica
coaches
doesn't have.
that are team players, not athletes.
We need coaches and athletes. No, but Zevon have
We
athletes.
need coaches that are
We
team
have
players, not
Zevon have
athletes.
athletes right there say, you know what, I'm in the relay pool. If I don't get this leg, I'm not running, and you can't really approach
Yeah, but
things
the
like that.
fundamentals start before that. Coaches say, "Oh, you're not run, you're not run."
That's true still. But yeah,
So
Jamaica needs more team players.
okay, so I realize that we drop off at the men's 4x4 and jump onto the women 4x4. I guess because the women made
Okay,
up.
since we're gonna go over to the women, let me say something as it relates to the 4x4 for men. I feel like the what they did having those two countries rerun for that final was very stupid. I hate that. I hate that. I hate that. I'm gonna tell you why. We all know that Kenya would never have that leg back like that. That they will know. We know that Kenya would never beat by the USA in that rerun, right? But my thing is this that I don't like. If you have officials there, like if you have officials there lining up the athletes to receive the baton, if you have officials there for that 4x4, wouldn't they lined it up where Zambia?
Yeah.
Would it they line up where Zambia is in the inside versus United States is in the inside? So that kind of throw me out because it's the officials. They line them up coming down that back stretch. They didn't line up themselves. It's the officials who lined them up. So having Zambia disqualified, if
But
having Zambia disqualified is kind of puzzling because Zambia was already in front of America, and if I'm in front of you, the only thing I can do is to drift to the right, and if I'm already in front of you, America should have just drift to the left. He literally
Maurice,
just run right up in the guy.
Maurice,
I
you
just
see
think that was
the
stupid
one
to
that
me.
waiting, saw the incoming athletes, and they need to switch around. They all they
They
need to
need to
do is
switch
switch
around too,
around.
but if
And
you don't see your athletes switch around, common sense would tell you that Zambia is still going to drift on the right because
yeah,
that's where his
because
athletes are. If both of them were going down the track and one is over here, one is over here, who is gonna be at fault if one made the move? If it was America made that move, they will never be disqualified because guess what? Then the officials did not put them in place. But I just feel like it's just stupid. They should have just, if they're gonna disqualify Zambia, they should have never had taken out Kenya because Kenya earned their spot from the Heats. That's just my thing. If they're gonna disqualify Zambia, it might as well they just add in America, but don't take out Kenya because Kenya would have made the final before that rerun. Your rerunning to disqualify someone does not is not logical for me. And that's the same thing I had with South Africa. They should have just earned a lane. It was very stupid for someone to run and then rerun the morning and then have to make run again for the final in the night. The leg speed is not going to be there. It's just not going
this
to be there.
this upset Maurice, you know. Yeah, Maurice.
It's just not
Yeah,
gonna be there, Lati. It's just not. I don't have an issue with America, but I just feel like it was stupid. It was what they did was that really stupid right there.
well,
Because if you're good, Kenya deserved their spot.
one of the greatest part of it is they did all of that.
get
Loxy
busy.
say must talk or Maurice because you're talking truth. They did all of that, and in return, I must, give Botswana the bow down because Botswana said, I'm not take it, Me not take it. Me not take it.
Lati,
As much as I
him lucky South Africa never just dip him little
no,
earlier.
no, no, no. That is what now upset me because
My naked eye.
my bare naked eye without the glasses. You see?
See South
Me
Africa
say,
came second.
no, my sister Nene. My sister Nene torso over a line before, right, Benjamin?
Listen,
And me can't
it's the US you're
understand.
talking about.
Me cannot understand. A bronze them forget her nothing.
Hmm.
God not like evil. I must say I was trying to remember the terminology. See, thank you, Loxy. God not like evil, and that's why Mr. Record Waller they just walk down, walk down, walk down.
At
And
one
then
point, I think South Africa was gonna win, and I'm like, hold on, in find the next gear. I'm like, okay, okay.
I wanted Nene. Me say me did just want Nene for just holy composure, little Lanka. But for me, I have picture in my phone that me zoom out and snip and thing and thing. Nene beat Cry Benjamin. But because of what they did politically, as Laxi said, they couldn't make it, no other way. But I am happy that the Olympic 200-meter champion go home with a gold medal because why? And sir, truth be told, and that him
Him
come
there
here
go
final.
ball, you know. Him there go
No,
ball,
and
you
that
know.
him come here final.
Him there go
And just
ball, you
the
know.
4x4 them come here final. For
Latin there
me,
go ball, you know. Oh God, him there go ball, you know.
no, my belief said just that alone him come here for because when the false start happened in the 100 and they asked him about it, and it was so trivial,
Nonchalant.
nonchalant and everything. And then when them say, oh, so what's going on with 200 meters? The man say, don't forget, the 4x4 is there too. So, you mean, so the 4x4 you come for is like him come back with a revenge for Roy Benjamin for 4x4. I 4x4 him come for. And then you're seeing even his South African people is going at him because they saw him just being so relaxed, I guess, because they never get any
No, he
medal
has
from him.
he
They
has he
wanna,
has some internal stuff going on. They want him
yeah,
to come out of some personal groups and stuff that him affiliate
but
himself
him get
with.
the medal. That's what my business, get the gold medal.
Definitely.
Speaking
Douglas
about
said,
getting a medal, look at Wayne Van Niekerk getting a bronze medal.
no, I said that is what I said that the run the
Eight
from
Look
years,
at
Wayne
Wayne
Van
Van
Niekerk.
Niekerk.
his first medal in 8 years actually since the
First medal
one
since him win the world
The world
title.
the
record.
World
World
Title, yeah,
since
the
20,
400, 200 double in 2017, and
Hmm.
yes,
I think overall,
um definitely. So
Jamaica,
Douglas
Jamaica,
said,
Injury prone.
yeah, he has been injured prone since he has won that title. Maybe he put the body under so much pressure that he can't come back yet. Douglas said there was something wrong with the photo finish. Something wrong. Me zoom up, take picture, me and have picture. Nene beat him, man. Nene beat him. Nene beat him. Nene beat him. This is one
You
of
know
them.
what? With this age
Latin,
of
This one's
technology,
I thought my one
they
was
should have
13, but I think
barcode
this
on their
is
chest
your one
and
that's
beep
13.
when they
Yeah,
cross the
man.
line. They need barcode. They need barcode on the bibs. No, that no, seriously, with this the age of technology, put
Luxy said
barcodes on
Brian
the
was on
bibs.
his Luxy
Put
said Brian
barcodes
was
to
on
the
his
side.
mind. You saw what he did in the semi. Who runs a semi so fast, huh? Makes you wonder. Did you hear the interview that he is glad they were first and third and
And
said
stand
that
that the
US
US is in the
was
middle.
in the middle? Oh my word. So the men 4x4 happened. It was one that I wanted to have watched because I wanted that matchup between Roy Benjamin and Leslie Tobogo, even though I didn't get that matchup personally per se. But I'm happy that Botswana showed up, show out, accepted the task, understood the assignment, and angered the business. So because of that too, Botswana, you deserve it world release. Anger business when we get world release for come watch, deal with the business. Maybe who knows? We may see the matchup between Leslie
yeah,
Tobogo or
because
Benjamin.
Vernon Nord wants a rematch, and it's an off-season athletes. We get the opportunity to travel. These World Relays meet will probably see a lot of the main characters want to show up and say, World Relays, there's a major championship apart from Ultimate. I am going to show up. So, excellent performances all around. Again, Jamaican 400-meter men showed up and showed out this championship in a Rasheen McDonald. We saw a couple of sub 44. I'm hoping that just the likes of Jasana Dennis can join next season over there at the University of South Carolina in the NCAA system.
I was okay with what it is that I got from Jamaica men 4x4. The first round men, oh, really good shot. Even though I said I had question marks over Javon Powell, because Javon Powell is not Javon Powell this season, but he did do, he did contribute to us going into running sub three, going into the finals. I felt like we could have done something, but then I never bargained for the rain. Jesus Christ.
The rain was
The
falling
rain.
on everyone though.
No, I know.
Where
I'm
is
just
critical though? It's a worry. It's
no.
a
I
No,
said
worry.
I
no,
never
no, no, no,
bargained
no.
for it.
She didn't say the rain none time. She just stopped mentioning the rain. So I just wanted to make sure that the rain was falling on everyone.
No, I'm
Odie
just saying
always say
I never bargained
You,
for it.
you know, you know the problem with what we try to do over the years is to fix a system that is not broken. We just got a quartet that broke sub 3 minutes, and because we want to fix it to put somebody in so we can get better. The same quartet could have run and get the same time. It wasn't broken. It wasn't broken. For me, it wasn't broken.
I don't think they would have gone the same time, but
It's not broken. You don't fix anything that's not broken. Like I say, you start good from the get go. Like you put out your full team from the get go and let them run.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't even remember Jamaica was in that race. I'm being total, and I don't think the camera showed them one time. Like I'm being,
I
I'm
mean,
being
still
honest.
though, what we got from them, I'm still happy. The fact of the matter is, last year, never did it, never in there. We never start, we never
They
come to
mix
the
up. They
line.
mix. They make some money. That's all that
We never
matters.
exactly. We never faced the starter last time. This time we faced the starter. We got sub 3 minutes. We went into the finals, and we do something. The setup of the team was not what I thought it should have been. But
I would have.
again,
I would have keep McDonald on the second leg though if it was me.
yeah, would have been the first or the second for me. But again,
Yeah.
based on whatever maybe they are privy to over there, why it is that they would have maybe
You
given
know,
the
and
anchor leg.
we spoke about the inexperience of that second leg the last time around in championship, and it come back this year with the same mistake again. You cannot put an inexperience. You can't put an inexperienced runner on the second leg because it's the most challenging leg of the event. In that is the pushing and going around.
But
You'd more like,
Javon Powell is experienced.
but you more like want a 800 meter. The second leg coming like an 800 meter running.
And
No.
Javon, no,
No,
and
oh,
No.
Javon Powell
not by
laid down.
No.
distance. No, not
And
by
Javon Powell,
distance. Hold on. Not by
Javon Powell is
distance. Hold on
stronger.
there, Maurice. Don't get me wrong. The second leg coming like an 800 meter event, meaning that you're stuck together.
Yeah.
You
So
remember?
you need somebody with a 200-meter speed to get you out of
No,
that traffic.
no. You need somebody that is experienced in maneuvering the crowd. Remember we did
Javon
put,
Powell,
we,
Javon
remember we
Powell.
did put Natalia goal on one of the event because of the same theory.
Mix 4x4, and she take one lick and stop.
Yeah,
Somebody use
remember
her, no
the
good
theory of
example.
the 800 meter specialist need to be on that leg.
Use Navaski and this when we run him on the Commonwealth.
Yeah,
Mix
yeah,
four
that's
by
where
four.
he's supposed to go.
And they say
What?
you want to use. No use Natalia because she take one lick and stop. No use Natalia, please.
Because
But that second leg belongs to Javon Powell though. It's just that Javon Powell is not in shape at the moment. And we never what I felt is that we could have used Kedron Gossi because Kedron Gossi is there. I'm sorry that Kedron Gossi didn't get the opportunity to touch the button, but it is what it is. We move right into the women's 4x4. My word, the woman. Talk to me, Xavier. Before I give Maurice, darling number one.
My darling, and we need to give this young lady our flowers. From the start of the season, her season start earlier than most of our Jamaican athletes. Dejanay Oakley, coming out of the NCAA system that she run week in, week out. She is a superstar. For I watch it a little bit. Whenever she names on her relay team, she is a superstar in the relay. Whenever relay comes around, she's superstar. But the mere fact that she has so many events underneath her leg for the season, and she stand out to prove us wrong that not because I'm coming from NCAA, I held up from February all the way to September, and I did it well. And a few of US athletes did it too. So I was waiting for a person to say NCAA burn our athletes out. It doesn't. It develop our athletes. Our athletes are getting better. So persons who are shying away from going to that NCAA season, it is a way to develop, get those personal best in early and start developing your character. This lady here developed character from that NCAA season. Not even
It
speed,
creates a tough mindset.
it
Yeah.
creates character and it shows on her. I'm sorry of what they did for her in the mixed 4x4.
Mixed.
It wasn't for her. They shouldn't have done that to her. I'm so sorry, JJ, you got that one wrong. But she showed up on our pet event, which is a 4x4, and she made sure we are in contention.
Definitely, Zavian, and when you mentioned the NCAAs, and all four of these ladies are from the NCAAs. We saw Dejane Oakley, they representing University of Georgia. On second leg, we had Stacey Williams representing University of Texas, and third leg we had Virginia Tech in Anjanette Knight, and in Arkansas we had to anchor there in 48.50. So fantastic stuff all around.
Fantastic stuff all around. Xavier, you spoke about Dejane Oakley. You said that J3 got it wrong with giving her the run on the mixed
Mixed
four
relay.
by four. I wouldn't necessarily say they got it wrong in doing that to her because I mean, again, it's still a choice, and we have been saying that we want athletes to give themselves that opportunity to do more things and make themselves available. So even though they would have asked her, it would have still been a choice for her to have
I
said
think she
no.
knows that she could
I,
have
I
handled
don't
it,
think
so
I
she
don't think she was
accepted
asked.
the
I
task.
think that she said these athletes who are run, you need to run. I
Well,
don't think
whether
she was
they
asked
no,
in
but
this
at the end of
situation
the day,
because
Xavier,
that because she's a junior athlete on this team. The senior athletes shied away from it. That what we're talking about, and then she had no choice because
but at the end of the day, Xavier, um, she did go out there and did give us a good representation of herself and a good representation for the black, green, and gold. The only thing is that because she didn't get to start, which we know that is our powerhouse, where she belongs on a start, because it is male to female, it may have been, to some person, you didn't get to see Dejanay Oakley shine as how she shunned
Yes,
on the flat 4x4, because on the flat 4x4 she run where she's comfortable, and I felt that
where
they
she's
they
belong.
they got it right for the flat 4x4 in terms of putting athletes at their strengths. The flat 4x4 for the women for this one, all the athletes were at their strength. I mean, even though we saw Stacey and Williams coming to the second leg, also it is a strength for Stacey and Williams, because why? We have now seen Stacey and Williams run every
The
leg
leader,
except the
the
third leg.
third.
So
It's the
Stacey and
third.
start first, Stacey and have run the second leg, and Stacey and have run the anchor. So it is still in a strength there. Anjanette Knight, we know can do anything we give it to her. I don't recall Anjanette Knight running a start off leg for us. Have she, Kemal?
No, she
I don't. I
hasn't.
don't think it's a. I don't think it's a case where if she has run a start leg, I just feel like she make herself. She made herself
Available.
available, and an athlete like that made herself available. Like you have to give her like really kudos for that. Like a lot of athletes, they don't want to make themselves available, and she's like, "Hey, you want me? I'm going to make myself available, and I'm going to help my country secure a medal, and I'm going to do just that." So I think she's a standout athlete, even though her her leg wasn't as superb as many people would have wanted to be, but she did a great job, and she maintained that second place after Stacey and gave her the baton, and that's all that matters. And Nikisha Price did what she needs to done. Like Stacey and ran a 49:50 something. I don't remember the exact time, but I know it's something
51.
close to her personal best, which is
51.
actually good. So I think for night, a lot of people would have kind of nervous of having her on the relay based on what happened. It was the last time or a few years ago when I think they clipped her and she dropped the baton. But I wasn't worried about that. I just feel like it's her chance, and I'm happy that they put back Oakley on the first leg because that's her comfort zone. That's where she shines the most, and that's where she's gonna get the job done, and she's gonna go out and do a superb leg. And I think Jamaica deserved that silver medal. A lot of persons were saying probably their brands is there, but I didn't have them for brands. I had them right behind the United States getting that silver medal, and I think they did an amazing job to close out the championship. Yeah, kudos to the ladies.
Kudos to the ladies. And also I want to say thank you so much for Renisha McGregor for giving us a good run also. Definitely. We can't forget it. We can't forget her. She did really well on that leg. And also one of the reasons too why we're saying kudos to her. So congratulations on running that big race, ladies, for coming in second. You held it right. I mean, again, Dijane
Yeah.
Oakley.
And Latoya, let us remember that Ronisha is the only one that was on that team in Tokyo 4 years ago, returning. One of the few athletes again, returning to this championship pretty hard in this championship, like to go from Tokyo back to Tokyo again with a medal. She was a part of that bronze medal effort with Candice McLeod and Sherika Jackson
Circle
and
Jackson.
company.
And as we are on Vanisha McGregor, we move right into this for the woman. One of the reasons why I move right into the woman's side of it is because when it is that we all or whoever it is saw the ladies stepping up on the bus, when it is that the world recognizes that Sherika Jackson was not a part of the 4 by 100 meters, the only person that stood out to me who stepping up in that bus was Vanisha McGregor. The reason being, Vanisha McGregor would have just ran the 4 by 4 flat relay for us yesterday at that point in time. And to see her, I mean, definitely now, we're not sure which four lady is going to come out here on the track, but to see her stepping up on the bus to go with the ladies for the 4 by 100 meters, what more can we ask of the ladies? I want to know one thing, a two-part time only Manisha McGregor again, even though she never run the one.
She's going on the bus.
She showed up, man. She showed up in no matter what. And I don't think many of us remember that Ronisha was a part to that silver medal winning team. Was bronze, but to be updated to silver at the Commonwealth Games. She also ran the 4 by 4 in that meet that earned silver. So
That's
Ronisha good for speed and like girl, you want to dip in the 100 and run 10 or something like so. Off season next year, you may never know.
We may never know. We move right into the women's 4 by 100 meters. Ah, impressive, impressive,
Pass for $5.
impressive, impressive. I mean, Zevon, I don't even want you to talk because it don't tell me about the one thing already that you wanted. You wanted to see Shelley Fraser Price, Dr. Shelley Fraser Price, the great, the gold.
No,
And
I wanted TT Terry to be held accountable, and she was held accountable.
definitely, you also wanted that, but it was great. One of the things that was great for you was seeing Shelley start that. Maurice,
Well
take
done.
me through your thought space on when it is that you realize that these four women would be the four women that would have brought Jamaica home to a medal, whatever it is that we were going to get and whatever it is that we get. Tell us about that.
From the Heats, the team that done the Heats, the team that done
Sorry, Maurice, I'm not sure what is happening. I'm not hearing you.
Somebody forgot to
You
talk
are
to Maurice. You want me to talk to Maurice?
Are you hearing me now?
yes, I'm hearing you. Go ahead.
Okay. So when I saw the lineup, I wasn't worrying about we're not gonna have Sharika or anything because I know Janelle Smith's legs were fresh and she did a great ankle leg. The only the only issue that I the only thing that the team was great. The team was great. I expect them to win. I was listening to Justin Gatlin podcast and they expect Jamaica to win also. Um for me personally, Shelly on the leg where she's there all the time. No exception. She Philip on the start leg. So the only change I would have made to that team is as I said to you before that we were talking about Dejane Oakley having her being on the first leg where she belong and more comfortable and stuff like that. Um Tia this is now the first time Tia has ever passed in a baton because she's always receiving, and you can tell based on how she received that baton from Shelly, she's gonna be that anchor lady. Like she received the baton like she's anchoring a team. But for me personally, I would have had if it was me, I would have had Tia on that anchor leg and Janelle on that third leg and put Tina where she belong and that second leg. When you look on the splits and everything like that, four-person beating Tia on that split based on time. But we know the exchange zone and stuff like that. If it was Tina, trust me, four-person are not beating Tina on that leg, on that second leg. Not taking away from Tia, she did an amazing job. But I'm just saying, if they would have get it right, where the lineup would have been, For Johnny Osimi to be in that third leg, she wouldn't have any time to change the baton into a different hand or to adjust it because it would have already been her comfortable. It would have already been a hand that she's already comfortable with. So that would have cost them right there. And one of the things that I'm super proud of is when Tia had to hold Tina's hand and place the baton in her hand. That is a professional move, and you know expect these stuff from you don't expect these stuff from professional athletes. Like, not saying that they're not professional athletes, they're just coming into a professional scene. So
That's a
like,
TT Terry move.
that's a TT Terry move when time I don't remember which athlete they have to hold her hand and put the baton into TT Terry. So you know that you trust you trust your teammate. So that was a great call that Tia did to hold her sister's
Maurice,
hand. But if it
that's
was me, I would have
Maurice.
just switched around the team a little bit to get persons in their comfortable spots so we could have went home with the goal.
Not
But
to
Shelly held her own on that leg, and Mama Rocket, she had a great leg.
not to cut you
Excellent.
though. You talk
I'm
about
done. I'm done. I'm done.
you talk about professionalism. The world is at awe with her hand in her clothes.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
listen to different commentators and different. They're like, she's brilliant. She kept it to the last moment. It didn't come out until Shelly said reach.
Yeah.
And you have to give kudos to Shelly because Shelly come back and said, keep your hand dry. She never tell her how to keep it dry.
You know, see how Shelly that wipe down the button. You know, see Shelly that wipe down the button and have the button. Where did I wipe up the
Yeah,
button?
Shelly
She
tell
have
him
Yeah.
keep your hand dry, and she didn't
Like,
say
I think
how to keep
everyone
it
had it
dry.
in their clothes.
But
yeah,
one of the things that people must understand, see, Tina and the two sisters, they're really specialists from class
Yes.
three, not even class three, from basic school to primary
Primary
school
school.
to champs, they are specialists. And no matter what, they'll get it right. And
And they
so
have
when you,
never passed the baton to each other before. Never in the
no,
history.
no, no, not on sports day, but in the room, she said, sister member, so me go, make sure you get it. Yeah, after as Kamal said early, you have to be friends in relay. You have to be friends. And how better you can put it, two sisters are change the button. You know, you understand, and you know seminar gonna let you down. No matter what you do. Kishian up on the wrong side, you gotta say Kishian change over, please. Or you gotta stop. You must have the lot I never say it, I never give me the opportunity to say it. You must have the aptitude. Me tell people about the aptitude thing in a track and field where them not have to adapt enough. But can we leave the 100 meter alone? Because if we go upon it, me no want nobody beat Kishian because it wasn't Kishian's fault.
Yeah, we're not talking about that. We're not talking about that.
So, so, so I want the world to see this coming, and I want to hear us on it because this is my viewpoint on it. Douglas said Janelle fixed the button because she had it in the middle of her hand. And I mean, for me, it being in the middle of her hand, I was a little bit scared. I mean, I never know what to say, she should do with it because she maybe tried to adjust it in the middle of her hand, in that hand. At that point, that it maybe would have dropped. So the better thing for her to do, or the safer thing she felt like in the moment, was to switch the button. And I mean, person said switching the button also
So no,
cost us something. But I mean,
you have to understand, if you get that button in your hand and you're not feeling the grip, remember your hand work a particular way and you're
It's
not
something that you're holding on
you
to. It's
hold on
gonna
to
feel
it,
like
not
you're letting
gripping
it
it.
go.
You know you're
Yeah.
not feeling it. You're gonna put it where you feel it because you're going full speed. So no matter,
exactly.
that's the
And she
safest
she
way to
did
keep
she did fantastic. Kemal,
TS.
I have a question for you, Kemal. This is my question. Tuffy said, Shelly said in her interview that she only practiced for the anchor. Starting was a last minute decision when Sharika wasn't
Wasn't
well.
well.
She volunteered. Come on, you know why I'm asking you this, and you're smiling, and I'm smiling because I want your take on this because we have spoken about this here and off the ear about what the team would have looked like based on what it is that we saw on the heat, and we said that I mean, with Sharika and Shelly coming in, it would have been Sharika at the start and Shelly at the anchor. And now Shelly is
Yes.
confirming that that's what she practiced for. But when it is that it threw out of the box fly open, she decided to have done that. Do you think that if it is that it had remained how it should have been, we would have been here with what it is that we have. Talk to me
No,
on
I don't think it would have remained the same because looking at where things are at and everything, like as much as you have seen Sherika Jackson start to improve this within this championship and everything. Again, nothing necessarily. With Melissa Jefferson wooden speed and everything being there and so forth. Sure, you can necessarily having the experience on the first leg that might would have been a disadvantage for her. When looking at the team overall, without her, Shelly and Fraser Price have to give her kudos as a true team player. Again, like she made herself adjust and say, okay, then I never practiced this leg, but here's what I'm going to do this and everything. She has run the start like before. We look at 2011 they go
11.
2012 London and everything. She remind me a bit of Evelyn Ashford, where Evelyn Ashford on the final 4x1 of her career at Barcelona Olympics. She decided as the senior, the vet, to do the first leg and everything. Jamaica eventually delivered, and I'm glad that again they were having issues first, without Cherika Jackson being on the team, and you never saw that. You never look and say nobody never went to be like, hey, it's not going well and everything. They went out there, and I think Tia and Tina, it's not talked about enough. The level of maturity that they showcase in this championship. If a lot of our more seasoned campaigners could actually take that level of maturity, the sport would be a lot better for relays and all that. Because again, Jamaica, the women have shown us that hey, within recent times, apart from the 2008 mishap, Jamaica has actually done better over the years. We have never missed a podium until like last year. So again, the quality is there. We just need to understand that athletes get experiment at various meets, Gibson, Naka, Panams and everything, regional meets, throwing various things. So when they come on to running a championship and everything, if somebody like a Shelly, if somebody have to pull a Shelly, I might probably change that. It's not necessarily that hard for them to do.
Okay, and thank you so much on that take. I asked that question because a lot of persons is saying, Sherika was there, would have win the goal, and a lot of persons were saying that, Sherika was there, Sherika would have run on the ankle leg.
Even if
And
she had been at the anchor, I think the
She
anchor
can't run down Shakari. She cannot
Jody
run down Shakari. We're
the
going back there. We're gonna
Xavier,
go right
Xavier
back there.
will not
She
get
cannot run.
Xavier.
She cannot run back.
No, we are
Run
gonna
down
go back
nobody.
there. I think we should go back there. She cannot
Javier.
No,
run down
I don't
She
want
Shakari.
can't run
to.
back down
No,
nobody. And the form
no,
that she's
Javier,
in.
had she been
And
on the
that's the
anchor,
reason why they placed her in the first leg.
had she been on the anchor, and let us remember that she wouldn't have had the ability to make up ground against Asha Carey, and the position that Johnny Smith was in to basically run her down. Sherika just doesn't necessarily
No,
possess
but
that
sure could I
ability.
get run down.
Yeah,
Me not ask.
So Xavier, you said Sherika would have get run down.
Of
As you
course.
said the rundown thing. No, I'm not denying that. As I said the rundown thing, I want us to understand that not because we are leading a race in a relay, meaning we are comfortably right there, unless we are yards a lead, and we're with it. We saw our Luke and Kemper run down there at two time, At two time, You see, Luke and Kemper run down there later in the heat, and I said, Amy Hunt for anchor and Great Britain. Great Britain, no come on with a medal,
for
Great
the
Britain, no
first
come with
time
a
in
medal.
quite a long while, if they won 5 minutes in points.
Dina Asha Smith won on that first leg.
Yeah.
Hey,
She had the best
Oh,
leg.
Dina
She had the
eat
best leg.
hockey leg,
it was Dina, then Shelly, and then Melissa.
Hear me, aunt, eat up your
Dina eat. Yeah, she eat.
leave no crumbs. But again, we have to just continue to do. But before we wrap up the show, I just want us to, as a panel here, we went to Tokyo. We went to Tokyo. We went to Tokyo. I was in Tokyo. I sure that. No, we went to Tokyo. Tokyo was Tokyoing on the body and on the mind, but it was a great championship in all. I mean, we came away with 10 medals, ranking ninth overall on the medal table, and I think that was a great,
Thanks
fantastic
overall.
thing. Ninth overall with 10 medals.
Yeah, 9 to 10.
Ninth with 10, right? Yeah, we end up with 10 medals because we end up with Tajay Gale giving us a silver. We had a silver from Orlando. I mean, Tajay Gale Silva was a silver, was a
Listen, I had Jamaica earning a medal in that, and I said Tajay Gill equaling his seasons. Just big up Coach Kerry Lee Ricketts, like big up you, Mister Sir, over there, because again, many persons were skeptical and said, "Why Tajay leave? Whatever, whatever," and like,
It take long to leave for me.
yeah, here's the result of the leaving. Here's the result. Like Tajay Gill, all things being equal, healthy for 2028, we can finish with get an Olympic medal, get another medal in Beijing and everything, and you'd say become I'd say the greatest long jump and everything, You'd
Jamaica
say,
super produce.
yeah, you would say Mr. Beckford, James Beckford still has that title because of the amount of medal that he won. But good going from Tajay, and I'm glad to see Tajay healthy within this case. I want to see him in a lot more competition. Like we've been hearing that Tajay has good flat speed and everything, 10-1 man. Next season, all things being equal, Mr. Coach Ricketts might say, hey man, Tajay, go down there and probably even flirt. With it being an off season and everything, we might probably see Tajay at the 100-meter final at the national championship. We may never know. Can't
You
get
may
a
never.
lean.
I thought. What last season he was, running a lot of sprints. I guess also we seen that happening, bearing fruit. But I felt like him take too long for left the camp and go somewhere else. But nonetheless, got on time and that worked for him. So we got the silver from Tajay. We got a silver from Orlando Bennett again. Kudos, congratulations. Big up to you, sir. Tyler Mason with the bronze. Big up to you, sir. Big up to Little Miss right there. Little Miss Big Lady. Season best 22-18. Big up to you. Sorry to hear that you
That's
have.
not her season best though.
Huh?
Oh yeah,
That's not
sure.
her
And
season
this
best.
21.99, and then came
Twenty-one
out.
ninety
Well,
nine. That's the
21-99. Yes,
second.
that's what
Yeah.
I said. Big up to Sheep and the Stevie Best, but coming in third in this. And then coming out, well, person saying that she's injured from this again or re-injured herself, but still, nonetheless, big up to you. Brian Level giving us the bronze. Whew. Two personal best. Bram Bram. Big up. I saw it's two him give us, right? Yeah, two personal best. Bram Bram, big
Yeah.
up to him also in doing that. And definitely, we got the medals from the women's 4x1 and the 4x4 women did great. Then the man, Kishane, gave us that silver medals. Big run, good run. I know you will come back and do what needs to be done. Also, kudos to the baby of the team. Right, to Christ, man. The girl with the heart with a stallion. Kudos. So we know some definitely great things. Can't wait for the next season to have both of them into a finals.
Can we
See
get a
what that
drum
one.
roll? Can we get a drum roll for the next one?
And drum roll for the one and the only. The man himself, the nation as him call himself. Finally, 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 finally. And definitely we know that more things is going to happen, more things is going to come from where it is that this came from. So definitely we have to kudos, big up, great things. Well done to you guys. We are indeed happy and grateful for these 10 medals and a lot of personal best. He's the best national record, world lead times and all of that came from this. So I can't wait for the 2026 season to start, and I can't wait to see what will happen, even for the juniors. Definitely great things and great showings is happening for track and field in its entirety. Xavier, your last word.
Looking forward to 2026. Can't sleep on what we have done through this season. It's ups and downs for a lot of athletes. It's a new season that we don't see a major competition after. So whosoever won this championship, we can say they're the number one for 2025.
Definitely. Great. Maurice.
My final word would be social media is a very useful to platform, can be good and it can be bad. What I want people to realize is that these athletes are human, right? And they may not win, they may not finish on top of the podium, but we can cut them some slack. We can still encourage them, motivate them. It doesn't matter who they are. I just don't feel like it is going to be a thing where we every time it's a championship we're going to cast the blame, we're going to curse the athletes and spoke derogatorily about these athletes. These athletes are human. They have traveled hours, over 20 hours just to get to Tokyo, and they may went there with great shape. Some of them left better, and some of them had cramps. Some of them have injuries on the way, and some of them didn't warm up properly. And I just want to let the people know that hey, these athletes are human and they deserve all the credits. They had represented the black, green, and gold well with pride and dignity, and we are super proud of all the athletes, especially the ones that left it all on the track, and especially the ones that did not medal but still went on to go to the heats, the semis. They did an amazing job, and this is just the beginning. This is not no for us to be complacent. No, is this is just a wake up call for us to like, hey, this is a promising track, promising championship. No, we just have to fulfill on that coming the next championship or the next track season, which is next year, the year after, and the year after. So that's my final words.
Thank you so much for that, Kemal.
Let me just say an excellent track and field season, all run from indoors, outdoors, champs, NCAA's, Diamond League, Grand Slam, athletes now couple of weeks and everything. Fantastic showing from the athletes. I'm liking the light that the sport is going into. Where we see athletes are no longer afraid to step down and to do a lot of madness per se, even when things don't look okay and everything. Athletes, try different race models, race strategy, and just overall competing on the circuit. I'm glad to see that as a country, Jamaica is recovering and is getting better. This is as Zavian said, this is not a place to get complacent. Be grateful and everything, celebrate what you have now and everything, but look forward. A level of success and planning. Jamaica has so much depth, so much potential to get better, and the hurdles in the mid distance and everything. And overall, I'm just excited to see what will happen for next year. It being an off season and everything, we have some good action to come in. We have World Indoors next year. We have Ultimate Championship. We have regular meets, champs, NCAA's, national championship, and again just to see athletes just stir it all up, mix it around and do some madness and everything. We might probably see even Sydney go to the pole vault next year, do the hip. That's the type of excitement that I'm liking to see. Athletes get to experiment next year. As much as we will not, the chance of us getting a similar matchup and everything, because a lot of these athletes will scale down. So probably the times again next year we might not see the fast times, because athletes' bodies need rest. You understand? To be competing in this championship cycle 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, the body needs rest. You understand? So I'm wishing athletes a good recovery from this championship cycle and everything. Go get your rest and everything. Enjoy life a bit. Go out and understand the fact that I've worked hard. Deserve it. And I'm proud of every athlete. Just being selected to make a world championship team is an honor in of itself. You understand me? Like a lot of persons have actually you have knocked out a lot of persons out at the world ranking and everything to make a final, to be amongst the medalists and to be amongst someone and everything. National record, personal best, and to everyone that's a little out all on the track. Wishing everybody all the best, to fans, big up to we, because we ever show up and everything. We get up some wicked hours and and say, no man, Africa show up for this meet and everything. Who are on this and everything. We're gonna all come as it and everything. We're going this and everything. Just us being loyalists and everything. And I'm just hoping that all of us, can continue to support athletes together as a track and field community. It's a small sport, but again, the sport can go from strength to strength. Track and field can cross over and make such a bigger impact that it has making now. It is quite a mouthful for me, but I'm just grateful for everything that has happened this season, the good, the bad, the ugly, indifferent. We had a successful year, and we can't do nothing but just be grateful and thankful for all that has occurred.
Thank you so much. After all three mouthfuls, I just close the box. But definitely big up to us being here as fans, as analysts, as influencers, as us, just loving the sport and doing this for the love of the sport. Big up to you, Track and Field Totnet family over here, who, no matter what time it is that we go live, that you are here with us, and we say thank you so much. We know that it is an honor for us to be in your space whenever it is that we go live. So we want to also remind you, if you have not yet subscribed to the YouTube channel, to continue to go over there, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Tell a friend to tell a friend. We tend to normally go live on a Mondays most times. That time may change, but if it is that we're changing that, or when it is that we're changing that, we'll definitely let you know. Subscribe to the YouTube channel at Track and Field Tarnet, and also subscribe or follow our page, Track and Field Tarnet, on Facebook. It was a pleasure to take you to Tokyo, to be here with you guys to Tokyo and let you understand what is happening in Tokyo, how it went on, and we are appreciative of all athletes that rep the black, green, and gold. We thank them so much for doing that and flying the flag high. Great things are coming also for Track and Field Tarnet, even though it is the end somewhat of the season for Track and Field in the space. However, it's not the end for Track and Field Partner, because we will definitely be getting those interviews for you guys that you wanted to come, that we know we need to get. And bear in mind that December is the start of basically a new season. The juniors will be up and running, getting their foot in there now in training times and all of that. And we definitely don't just alone rep it for the seniors, because we will be bringing to you the juniors that is will be happening in the 2026 season. So great things ahead, and we are happy that you were able to stick and stay with us. Loxley, as you were asking, you said, I loved and enjoyed this podcast. We are happy that you were able to join us and be here with us also. Welcome to the family of Track and Field Tarnet. If you have not yet subscribed to the YouTube channel, you can go right ahead and go over and subscribe there for that. Also, we are appreciative of all of you who have been here with us. It was our pleasure to take you through Tokyo and to take you here. Thank you so much again, Kemal, for being here with us at any time it is that I call on you. And definitely, I'm sure you will be back with us, especially for the 2026 season, for the juniors and also for the NCAAs. Maurice, hope to see you more continuously as you can. Xavier and Dearest, I am happy for you to be here with me, even though I'm trapped too much sometimes, but I'm glad I get to call it the devil, the connector of the dots. So definitely, we are appreciative of that. Even though it is time to go, it is not bye forever. It is just good night, and we pray that you will continue to sleep well and be peaceful in all things. Thank you so much for joining us, everyone.